So I had PAX East, and then I had Anime Boston, and okay. So here's what's up. This is the first time I've done 2 cons in a row. My coworkers do 2 cons in a row all the time. It would have gone way better if I didn't get super sick, right?
Yeah.
So
right out the gates.
right
too,
out the gate. Yeah, so
day
here's
one,
the here
right?
literally here's the plan. The plan is PAX East is Thursday to Sunday, and then the following week Anime Boston is Friday to Sunday. I'm going to show up Tuesday. I'm going to set up the booth for 2 days. I'm going to do PAX. I'm going to, in a perfect world, go home and not come back to work on Monday. I'm going to do Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from home, doing my customer service job. I'm going to go and then on Thursday I go to Anime Boston. I help set up, and then Anime Boston is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Wednesday of setup for PAX East, I start feeling not great. And I'm like, oh man, I really hope that this doesn't get worse. And then it did get worse. It got way worse. I definitely had a flu or something. It wasn't COVID. I took multiple tests, or else I wouldn't have gone into work. But it wasn't COVID. But it was definitely a flu, and the worst of it was during PAX, which sucked. But I did end up going to PAX. I powered through. I shouldn't have. I should have been home asleep. I didn't have to come back on Monday, thank Christ. So
That's
Monday
good.
I slept all day, and then I did as much of my customer service job as I could while I was still sick. And then Anime Boston went fine. So PAX East, other than me being sick, kind of a interesting PAX East.
Okay.
I've been floating around this word, and I think it's the perfect word to describe it. This PAX East was very uncomfortable.
Interesting. Speak more on that.
I will. I absolutely will. So for two reasons, personal reasons and industry reasons. Obviously, I was sick,
Yeah.
which sucked. There was a bit of workplace drama. I'm not going to get into any details because it's no
between some people at your job. Okay.
Yeah. Somebody causing some issues that didn't have to happen.
You tell me off stream, will you?
I will. Yes. Yeah. But on top of that, the video game industry that I love still to this day is kind of on fire right now. Massive layoffs across the industry. You know it. You name it, they're doing layoffs. Sega, Microsoft, Konami, Capcom, Square Enix. Everyone's doing layoffs. Job security is a huge issue in the video game industry right now. On top of that, I've been saying this for a bit now. It's going to be a slow year for games. Last year, speaking on games that released and not the industry as a whole, was a fantastic year for video games. So many incredible video games. Possibly the best year we've had in a long time. Baldur's Gate 3, Spider-Man, just so many hits, right? This year's going to be a bit slower. And come Summer Game Fest, prove me wrong, but I think this is going to be a slow year, which is fine, especially after a year like 2023. And I think all these things compounded together for a PAX East that didn't feel very busy at all. There was no Nintendo. There was 2 Pokemon booths, one for the video game and one for the card game, which I will never understand. They don't have a new video game out. They're just still promoting Scarlet and Violet. And then, Square Enix was there, but they were only promoting the new Final Fantasy XIV expansion. That's the MMO one. And then there was no indie mega booth. There was barely as many indies as there usually is. Usually at PAX East, the entire outside wall is populated by indie developers and retailers, and there just sort of wasn't an outside wall this time. It wasn't 2022 bad. It wasn't Intel Gaming taking up a literal eighth of the fucking show floor, but it was definitely I was walking around and I'm like, there's not much to do or look like. There's about half the indie games there usually is, and no one's here. There's nothing to do. There wasn't nothing to do, but it gave that vibe of just where is everyone?
Right.
And I really think that the industry at large has had an impact on conventions like this. So hopefully come PAX West, it's a little better. But yeah, the industry is not doing great. right now.
I have a few questions on that. Langwell
Yeah.
just threw into chat the fact that there were so many layoffs after the record-breaking 2023 is so sad.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't think it's coincidence. I feel like this happens in every industry. I feel like, the movie industry has been around for so long. We've probably seen this play out 5 or 6 times, but it's starting to get too corporate. I know the video game industry is almost entirely corporate with AAA games, but I think a lot of them have been hanging on to this family notion where they, at least if you've been there long enough, you're a part of that family. I don't think we're seeing that anymore. I think they're seeing the money they could be making. By them, I mean the administration side of it.
Right.
And they're doing away. And you know what? We unfortunately might see some dip in products.
Honestly, because it really, fingers crossed. Hopefully not. And shout out to Nintendo, who continues to do their own thing and not be anywhere near all this other stuff. But yeah, it really seems like, and hopefully this isn't the case for me. I'm being selfish now for the gamer, but it really feels like we're going to start to see a dip in quality, because it would make sense, unfortunately, that the people on top are like, I don't care if the game is good. I care that it comes out quick,
right?
And I care that I make the money off of it,
right. And I'm afraid that that's what we're seeing. And I don't think it's coincidence. I don't think that they had a record-breaking year and now they're laying people off is two separate things.
Yeah. It also comes off the tail of all these like historical merges.
Yeah.
With like if you're Phil Spencer and you are in charge of Microsoft, and then all of a sudden you're in charge of all these different development companies, like, you're gonna have to unfortunately start trimming the fat, as it were. Like,
absolutely.
Well, we really don't need 250 employees at Double Fine and 300 employees at ZeniMax Australia, so we can sort of cut those and have those teams way smaller, focused on very specific parts of what we're doing here at Microsoft.
Right.
It makes sense. It just sucks. Job security is at the top of everyone's, all the talking points, job security in the video game industry. A bunch of people, Alana Pierce just gave the keynote speech at games at GDQ, and she basically was like very open and honest about how it sucks out here right now. And it's like, hey, if you're passionate about games, if you want a job in games, wait.
Yeah.
Maybe wait or don't.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
And I've only been to one PAX last year.
Last year's was great.
Last year there was a lot of cool things. I will say though, a giant portion of the floor was taken up by things that seemed a bit more exuberant than they needed to be. Just hearing you talk.
Oh, are you talking about like the fucking Double Fine carnival, or no, not Double Fine, the Devolver Digital full blown carnival that they had?
That they had a giant ass. They had a giant. It looked like a stadium for video game competitions.
Yeah.
That I saw.
They always have that. That's the PAX Arena.
It took up almost a fourth of the floor.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But then on top of all the other shit, on top of their merch booth was like a fucking concert. Like, I'm going to see fucking Foo Fighters.
Yeah. They take up the entire floor near the escalators.
I was just watching all that, and I was like, the indie gamers and limited runs were really cool to see there.
Yeah.
And
that's my favorite thing to do at PAX when I go as an attendee.
Yeah.
I love, like, as fun as it is to play the next fucking, like, to get in line to play Baldur's Gate 3 or Tears of the Kingdom or whatever, I'd much rather stand in, like, 10 to 12, 15 to 30-minute lines to play an indie game for 20 minutes.
Right. And I think we could have seen more of that
Yeah.
at the PAX that I was at, and it sounds like this year was even worse.
This year was worse, and I think that I genuinely, this is not me coping. This is genuinely what I think. I don't think this is like a sign of the end times, because on top of all that, according to the enforcers, who have no reason to lie to me, the exhibitor, Thursday's attendance was the highest attended Thursday in PAX history. In all
Wow.
20 years of PAX East, it was the highest attended Thursday that they've ever had. So they're doing something right. And I don't think this is the beginning of the end like it was for E3. I really just think we're in a rough spot right now, and PAX East is going to pick itself back up in a year or two.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Unless no. See, the difference between PAX and E3 is PAX is going to show you shit you can't find online. Or, you wouldn't be shown at a show.
Well, the difference between PAX, the huge difference between PAX East and E3 is that you and I couldn't go to E3. It was just a developer industry
Well, that's what I'm
conference.
But we could watch it. Now it's dead entirely because these companies can just, hey, the Nintendo YouTube channel just uploaded
Right.
and
people
Mario
who,
Kart 9 or
and
10 video.
And my biggest concern about you wish keep living in your 2024 fantasy world. My biggest concern when E3 was looking like it was gonna shut down for good was,
And then it did.
Huh?
And then it did.
And then it did. Yeah, my biggest concern was all
Mario Kart X.
That
Wakanda forever.
Okay. My biggest concern was that there are some people who use E3 to network.
Yeah.
And I was hoping that
No, don't need to. Big companies bought them all. No need to network. They're already in the network.
I'm talking about like
Indie developers getting the opportunity to talk to AAA and stuff.
Yeah,
like
I'm talking about like Vernon, who ran Hot Pepper Gaming, who then moved to Game Grumps and has made a few video games under their thing, was talking on a podcast once about how he spent all of E3 going to developers and just being like, I have a disc with a 15-minute demo for my game on it. Please play it and then let me know if you want to like publish this game for us, But I honestly think that things like PAX West and GDC and Gamescom and stuff, I think it's fine. I think we as an industry have decided, whether we want it to or not, that it's totally fine there being no E3, especially with the advent of the Jeff Keighley Summer Game Fest. With
all
the
hail.
advent, all hail Jeff Keighley. Hallowed be
his Keighley.
His Keighley. No, we mean, but I do have a genuine, huge amount of respect for Jeff Keighley. I think he was a joke, and that he wasn't. What he's doing for the industry is genuinely helping, and that dude rocks. But no, so sorry, getting a little back on topic. That was PAX East. Anime Boston, as you know, is just me and one other person. So
Sometimes me.
Sometimes literally you. So I didn't get to experience much of it. I do have a fun story though. I've been playing a game. It's not important. I'm not going to talk about it in length, but it's called Golden Sun. Brief history of me with this game. Played it a ton as a kid. It's a Game Boy Advance RPG.
Yeah.
Played it a ton as a kid. Never beat it. I got stuck on the last dungeon.
Would this be more appropriate for our next podcast?
No, because I'm not going to actually.
Okay.
This is not. No. But they put both games, Golden Sun 1 and 2, out of the 3. The third one was on DS. They put them on the Switch. So I've literally been playing them, and I was like, okay, I'm going to play them. I want to play them all. I'm going to play them right now. So I did, for the first time ever, beat Golden Sun 1 the other day. In that game, there's these little critters. They're called Djinns, like DJINN.
Oh.
And they give you special powers. Long story short, I went to Artist Alley at Anime Boston, and I found someone who had pins of the Djinns from Golden Sun.
Oh, that's really cool.
And I was like, what are the fucking odds? I'm playing this game right now. This random game that no one cares about, you know?
That bottom left one is just Sand Slash.
It's so they're based off the elements, earth, water, fire, and wind.
Rayquaza.
If
I look at them long enough, I'll find one for all.
And these are from blue and red wares. .myshopify.com. Blue and red. Oh, bluewiresgo.tumblr. So check them out. They were really cool, and they had Golden Sun merch, which was awesome. I also got some indie comics. I actually ran into an indie comic creator who I met at Rhode Island, and I liked his comics, so I bought more of them.
Oh, very cool.
It's called Star Power. I forget his name, but I love. I've talked about this before. I love going up to indie comic creators and just hearing their whole. Cause all they do, I noticed, is they're like, "Hey, do you like comics? Well, let me tell you about mine." And I love that. I want them to tell me about their indie comic because I want to buy their indie comic, and I just love that. I don't know why.
That's cool.
And this guy like completely sold me, so I was like, absolutely. So I bought one, and I bought 2 more this time, because he's really cool. And I remain sick, as you can hear, until this very moment, which sucks. I'd absolutely be better by now if I didn't have to do 2 cons in a row while I was sick. But, you know, what are you going to do? Hopefully it doesn't happen again. But
so was Anime Boston just as convoluted as it usually is? And do you think that Fan Expo is going to be that way this year?
Honestly, Anime Boston was better than I remember. Maybe this is copium, but it was better than I remember. I'm still not looking forward to Fan Expo Boston being at the Heinz Convention Center.
Me either.
But if they set it up like Anime Boston set it up, I think we'll be fine. Because the biggest concern with that stupid fucking building is if you want to do the extra stuff, which we don't anyways. Like, we're not going to...
Yeah, you got to go to, like, 4 different conference rooms on this floor.
Yeah.
If
6
they, on this floor.
Because the way AB had it set up this time, it was dealer's room, autographs, artist alley.
Hell yeah.
And if we could just have it like that... Obviously, the multiple floor thing sucks, and the BCC is a luxury. It is what it is. You put Boston Comic Con in a hotel this time, so we'll grin and bear it. But yeah, if they have it like that, then I think it should be fine.
If I could, unless you had more to talk on Anime Boston, if I could pivot to Fan Expo.
Yeah, go for it. No, I'm done. Those are my 2 cons that I did. Literally, other than that, I've just been playing Golden Sun and a little bit of Mario, but we're gonna talk about that later.
I'm just really excited for a lot of the people that have been introduced so far, and we're still very early on. Although the con is 2 months out at this point.
What is it? So they changed it to. I had it written here. I thought I could just find it. It's usually in August, and now it's in June, right?
June, yeah.
Yeah.
But oh, okay. I genuinely didn't know if you had more you wanted to add. They've already got bangers out there. We got Marissa Tomei.
Yeah.
We got Sean Gunn.
June 14th to the 16th, when it's typically last weekend in August.
Did
you say James Gunn?
Sean Gunn.
Oh, that's different.
John Gunn.
John Gunn. Isn't there like 9 of them? They
John
all make
Gunn?
Movies. No, I'm being serious. Isn't
there's...
Isn't Brightburn like another one?
It's his like cousin or something.
Yeah.
I think. I'm absolutely meeting Sean Gunn. I'd love to meet Marissa Tomei.
I don't have to meet Sean Gunn because I already.
I know you already. I've got to be honest too. When I gave that to you, I had a moment when I got that where I was like, "Do I keep this? Should I just keep this?"
That's how you know it's a good gift.
Yeah. Well, then, but I was like,
"It's not up there." I knew you'd look. Okay. That you in the last 2 Christmases have got me 2 really cool pop figures. They're in my brother's room. I see this stack of pop figures that
Yeah.
are like unsorted. I have basically double that in that room.
Jeez.
So I have the 2 you got me safely in there until I figure out what I'm going to do with them.
Why not add shelves? I know nobody can say we're I mean, we're looking
Why
at
not
the cameras.
add
but we're,
shelves? Because then I could, but I don't want the entire wall to.
to be pops. And
Yeah, because adding shelves means taking away like posters and stuff. But not just posters, like
fucking put a shelf in there.
in where? In Ethan's room?
Yeah.
No,
I was just being.
yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, I genuinely, the only thing I can think of is maybe a shelf up there,
That would be cool.
either above the door or where the KDA poster is.
But anyways,
Let's stop talking about things people literally can't see.
those two I'm really excited for.
Mm.
Voice of Miles Morales is going to be there, which is also
Shamik
really
Moore,
exciting.
who
Yeah.
I thought didn't love cons, but he's been to a few, and I'm excited he's going to be at this one, which sucks because I just when the movie came out, I was like, I'm going to get them all to sign it. That'd be fun. And then I just passed on Kimiko Glenn at Rhode Island Comic Con. I was like, eh. And now main character's there.
Who do they voice again?
Penny, the little anime girl.
Shit.
But the issue is, and this is where my head is at. All of those voice actors seem like they'd be relatively easy to meet and get an autograph for, except Nicolas Cage.
Right.
There's kind of a real big
Yeah.
right in the middle there. Like maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't do this.
Oh, D. Bradley Baker
Yeah.
voices the most voices anybody's ever voiced in Star Wars.
Honestly, you could probably just stop right there. Voice the most voices anyone has ever voiced. He voices Perry the Platypus. He's every zombie in Left 4 Dead. He is all over the place. He's probably an enemy in every game you've ever played. Do you think Haley Steinfeld? Oh yeah, Haley Steinfeld's pretty popular too.
But you know what though? I don't
She's
think
more
she's
likely
popular enough to not go.
No, yeah, because she does stuff like she's fucking Hawkeye. Yeah, obviously, yeah, she'd do con. She's in Transformers. She does Hawkeye.
Yeah.
She does Spider-Man. She's way more likely than Nick Cage. Nick Cage is a complete brick wall,
Right. No,
as far
no
as
shot.
me meeting him. I think.
I am excited though. I'm definitely gonna get a lot of Marvel and a lot of Star Wars stuff done this
Yeah.
con.
Well, I want to ask the questions I always ask because you have very cool specific autograph projects that you're working
Yeah.
on. So you have a Star Wars box set
Yes.
that you're getting everyone to sign, and then you have that Marvel poster that you're getting everyone to sign. Obviously, Marissa Tomei is going to go on the poster, right?
Yeah.
Does D. Bradley Baker make the box set?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Of course. I even have a little Clone Wars section going on.
Oh, okay.
Why
cool.
wouldn't he?
I don't know. I'm just curious.
If there was something else, I'd rather have him sign.
Or if like you're like, I'm running out of room, maybe D. Bradley Baker's not as
no,
important
no.
as other people. Or
He's more important than most people.
cool. Yeah, no, he's great. Yeah, he's great.
No, he's definitely going on
If
there.
you are watching, or if you are Chris, please like, just browse D. Bradley Baker's IMDb screen. I guarantee you will find 10 plus voices that you're like, oh, he voiced this.
He voiced, as we know in chat right now, Appa in Momo.
Oh
in,
my god,
in
I didn't even
Avatar.
know that. Yeah, he's really good at creatures.
Yeah.
He's really good at like, I think D. Bradley Baker was also, he was the pig in Moana because the chicken was Alan Tudyk, but I think he was the pig. Pua.
Well, fuck. Now I gotta have him sign my
I only
Moana
know the
DVD.
voice. I only know the name of the pig because I have him in Disney Dreamlight Valley.
But anyways, that's
No
all I
worries.
wanted to mention about Fan Expo so far. We'll have more news on Fan Expo as it gets closer and as more things get announced. Chevy Chase is gonna be there.
Yeah, doesn't he suck? Isn't he a jerk?
I think he's always been. I don't think he's done anything cancelable. I just think
No,
he's a
no,
dick.
no. Absolutely not. D. Bradley Baker's the fucking fish from American Dad.
Oh fuck! That's cool. That's
Oh,
not why I'd want to meet him.
I
Yeah.
didn't read that in chat. I read that off IMDb. That's hilarious. He's Daffy Duck in Space Jam.
Oh fuck!
Perry the Platypus, obviously.
Gray Delisle is gonna be there.
Yeah, Gray Delilah's gonna
yeah.
be there. I'm so hyped for
Pauline's
that.
super excited for that.
She's Daphne in Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for that.
You and Pauline are gonna
Yeah.
probably get that one together.
But yeah, here he is in Diablo 4. He voiced creature voices. That's what he does the most. Blurp? Who's Blurp? It says he played Blurp in Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Oh. I
What
have
is
no
Blurp?
clue.
I'm going to look it up while you talk about whatever you're about to talk about.
Well, I was actually gonna move on. I was gonna ask if you had anything else you wanted to throw out there.
I don't. I feel like I talked about my 2 cons, but did you...
I had one thing I wanted to mention, then we can move on to some more relevant pop culture stuff.
Oh, it's the thing that... This thing.
Oh, okay.
If you've seen the movie, this is not a spoiler, me showing the picture. If you've seen the movie, it's the thing that Adam Warlock saves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I hope Adam Warlock's in more stuff. I really liked his performance as Adam Warlock. Not important. What were you saying?
Okay. It finally came. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I'm going to guess a tiny little, I think, Machamp figure or Gengar?
No. I have Machamp. My Gengar Ghastly Haunter set that I pre-ordered. My second pre-order of a Ghastly
so
Gengar
this is
Haunter
this is the redo, right? This is from a different
This is
company,
from
not the one that you were emailing.
Gallery, which is 100% legit. Order from Poke Gallery. Order from Poke Gallery.
Okay.
They're a great company.
Are they did they make this figure or are they a reseller?
They are a reseller. I think that's the only way in this country you're going to get your hands on these items. But they're way more legit than the other one.
Grey Delilah was going to be there and I almost died. Unrelated though, I'm sure.
I have one complaint and
about the figure itself.
Yeah, it's got a glossy finish.
Okay.
Considering they're ghosts and stuff, like they look different than the other ones, which are like matted finish. It's not a big complaint.
Yeah.
Their eyes glow in a black light, which is cool.
That is cool. So no, wait, they don't glow in the dark. They glow.
No, you got to point like a.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Which they also gave you.
Cool.
I got a little black light pen that I can flash
nice.
on them. But no, they're great. Now moving on to my next venture, which I would really like Gyarados and Magikarp. I think is my next big one, or Primeape in Baby Primeape. Mankey.
What about new Primeape? Does he make the cut?
No, I'm doing Kanto specific.
Oh, okay.
The reason I go, he looks very cool, but technically not Kanto.
Right. I didn't know that, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Got to draw the line somewhere.
What is that bitch called? Why can't I think of it?
He's called Primankey.
Langwell, if you're in chat, what's Primeape's crazy new evolution called?
I gotta tell you off stream. I just came up with a really good one for the shit we were talking about before stream started.
Oh, okay.
Remind me.
Okay.
Some cool, exciting TNL news for the future. But that was it. It finally came. My 1.5 long expedition.
Annihilate.
Oh, that's a cool name.
That's right. I forgot. That is a cool name. I think that's why I forgot, because it wasn't stupid. And I was like, oh, neat. Fucking, I'm looking at you, Flamigo, the worst named Pokemon in the whole Dex.
Let's move on to some news.
Okay, can I start? Because I'm like so excited about a specific piece of news. Okay, so
I'm gonna be looking for news, but you talk about your news.
Okay, so Courtney Miller, who is a cast member at Smosh, and Shane Topp, who is also a cast member at Smosh, they got married.
Oh, that's cool.
So here's what happened. Here's the timeline of this, because it's bonkers. They've both been at Smosh for like 10 plus years or something ridiculous like that. And basically since the moment they were seen on screen together, people have been shipping them, which by the way is not okay to do. Do not ship real people.
Yeah.
That's inappropriate. But it doesn't stop the fact that it's been happening for a while. So there's been honest to goodness relationship allegations for the last year or so. On April Fool's Day, they show off wedding pictures. And people were like, oh, that's fun. it was real though.
That's
and
funny.
they like showed pictures of them kissing and their actual wedding, and I'm very excited as a Smosh fan. I am no way saying that I have been shipping them this whole time, because I wasn't. Because like I said, that's not cool, and parasocial and inappropriate. But I am genuinely very happy for them.
Yeah.
It seems like they wish to, after the news is settled down. It really seems like they wish to continue to keep their relationship very private, which is absolutely their right to do so. But I'm just so excited. The way they made this announcement was awesome. No one will ever trust them now.
They
And
get
it was
divorced on April Fool's.
It was just a perfect storm of like, what a great bit. Like my brother messaged me like, look at this. I was like, no, check the date. It's not real. And then like as the week progressed, I was like, oh my God, it's real. That's so exciting. Yeah.
That's funny. We got Languel says, it's Ghost Super Saiyan Primate. It's my favorite in Scarlet and Violet, low, or at least top 5.
Oh, nice. Cool. Yeah, no, it's really cool. I think I like, if we're talking Pokemon that like existed
second-
and have,
yeah.
I think I like King Gambit a little better. I think King Gambit is so cool. That's the Bisharp evolution, where he's just like sitting there, and he's like got a big sword on his back.
Yeah, he looks like an honest to goodness like samurai, right?
Yeah, he's just so cool. His ability is cool. Where, if he's the last in your party, he's way stronger because it's like my fallen comrades.
Right.
He's just so cool. So cool. It's one of those Pokemon where like you put him on your team and you barely use him, but when you do, it's like, all right, motherfucker. Because he's sitting, it just gives this impression that he's just like sitting there this whole time, and he's just like, everyone else is gone. Well, here I go. And he just kills everyone.
He does one of those.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
exactly.
Have you seen the Barbie movie?
No,
Okay.
he's on my list.
Can I talk about it for a minute?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay. This is a bit of news that I wouldn't bring up if there wasn't a bit of relevance that I've been sitting with this Barbie movie.
Okay.
And it's not gonna let give me a minute here. But
Okay.
Shakira's sons thought Barbie was emasculating, and she kind of agrees.
Remind me what that word means. I've heard.
Emasculating.
I know
like,
the general concept. I think.
made the male figures come off as not masculine.
Oh, okay.
So here's the deal. Barbie poked at, and I use poked at, and I'll explain why further down the line, a lot of big topics.
Okay.
One of which being toxic masculinity,
Yeah.
which is a great, but what Barbie failed to do, because I've been sitting here, because people were like, what do you think of Barbie? I was like, I think it brought up a lot of good messages and did not stick the landing.
On any of them, or
on any of them.
Oh, okay.
I don't think
Okay.
Barbie ended well.
Okay.
The issue when you bring up a toxic masculine character and you're bringing up these social norms, and that's your point of the movie. Hey, we made Barbie movie, but it's got some super big undertones. You've got to really bring it home. You got to give us a positively viewed masculine character, because there is positive masculinity. It's not all toxic. You can be masculine and not be a dick. And we didn't see that. I don't think Barbie quite got a great ending either. I feel like they could have tied things up a little neater.
Okay.
And kind of, I don't think we got positive roles out of these negative ones that we were being shown
Okay.
by the end of it.
So, do you agree? Do you feel emasculated by?
No.
Oh,
See,
okay.
that's the thing. I don't feel emasculated. What I feel like is they showed some toxic masculine Kens,
Mm-hmm.
made a joke out of them, and then just kind of like left them floating.
Is
by
the
the end of the
main
movie.
Ken, is Ryan Gosling's Ken a toxic character that remains toxic the entire movie?
By the end of the movie, Barbie's like, Ken, I'm sorry. And now figure out your shit, I guess, but you're going to do it off screen.
Oh, okay. Or in a sequel that...
Hopefully, but I don't think this movie actually cares enough about the message that it was beginning to set.
Interesting.
I don't know. But just to get back to your question, I didn't feel emasculated. It's the Barbie movie. Ken's gonna be second. What I felt was, oh, you got some shitty characters up in here, and they almost come full circle.
So
but
you're
you
just
didn't complete it.
You're just sort of you I haven't seen the movie. But you're saying that like these characters, rather than being played for laughs, could have been played for like, let's talk about this.
Well, no, what I'm saying is they kind of were half and half.
Oh, I see. And you think
they just didn't. They set up the not punchline, which was here's the serious topic.
Right.
They set it up and just never took the swing.
I see. An acknowledgement of the issues the movie could tackle but isn't.
The issues the movie half-assedly
didn't have to bring up, but did, and then didn't do a good job following through with whatever message they were trying to.
This movie could have been Elf, but it wasn't. There were some serious social and political undertones.
Okay.
That simmer, and like just that's where they stay. They climax a little bit, and then just plateau. And
okay.
It's like, okay, so we're just gonna live here till the end of the movie.
Okay.
The movie's over.
I will definitely. It's on my list.
Trying
obviously.
To explain all this without like getting.
Yeah,
into
of
the
course.
Movie.
I will definitely watch it eventually and give you my. There's 3 movies that I was like so excited for last year that I just did not get a chance to see, and I'm gonna make a point to watch all of them. It was Barbie, Wonka, and Argyle. I really want to see them. I'm gonna watch them on Vudu or whatever the fuck. Was that a work update?
I didn't see what it was. Okay, it's gone now.
It doesn't matter.
Let's talk about Lizzo.
Let's do it. Wait, what did she do again?
So I got 2 updates here. Lizzo announces she's quitting with emotional Instagram post.
Okay.
Quitting what hasn't been quite clear to me, but
I'm assuming making music. And
Lizzo clarifies she's not quitting music, just
God.
negative energy.
What?
It sounds like she was a real asshole to people.
Well, yeah, that was the news a few months ago, or I feel like it was so long ago. It was during Fan Expo Boston where we were talking about how much Lizzo sucks. But Lizzo Lizzo made a toxic work environment and no one likes working with her, and she seems like a real piece of work. But so she announced on Instagram that she's gonna do better. Is that what we're doing?
No, it sounds like she's just gonna stop all the haters from hating.
Okay.
It really gives Jonah Hill vibes, is what I'm getting from this. So you can be a dick, but when people call you out on it, you're gonna fuck you.
Is that what happened to Jonah Hill?
Oh yeah, his girlfriend, he wanted her to quit her modeling career because he told her he was just being super manipulative.
I remember
this feels manipulative. This feels like you pulled some shit. Now you're trying to be like, everybody's just such a hater. Can we just, enough with the negative shit? And it's like, you did the negative shit. What are you talking about?
Right. Yeah, that's almost like a joke. Like, I feel like I've seen sitcom episodes about people like that's. Do you want to know what that is, Chris? That's gaslighting.
Yeah.
An entire community of pop music fans.
Yeah, no, I don't love it, and I just want to.
That is kind of.
Here.
That is kind of hilarious, actually, because I can only assume that mass gaslighting is set to fail, because all it needs is a few outlying voices being like, hey, this is bullshit. And then you're like, oh, fuck, my fucking plan. Fuck.
No, that's exactly right. What the fuck is this? I don't know. I don't know why I have his face there.
Okay.
I just had a thing of Donald Trump, but like, we don't need to talk about him.
No.
Diddy did some diddling.
Hello?
Diddy?
Yeah. P. Diddy? Puff Daddy?
Did.
Yeah.
Some. Diddling.
Is that your journalistic contribution, or is that a title of an existing article?
No, that's my contribution.
I love it. I don't love that it happens.
Allegedly.
Yeah, everything's alleged until you see the.
Actually, he didn't even allegedly diddle. From my understanding, he's been attached to some sort of sex trafficking cartel.
Okay.
Why? The dude discovered Biggie. Why? You got to have enough money, right? Like what? Unless you're just a real piece of unless you're just evil. Unless you're just your alignment is
in
evil.
It for the love of the game.
Right.
You just love human trafficking.
That's what unless your alignment's just pure evil. What's in it for you? Like what?
Right.
Why put the risk? Even if he was just sitting there like, man, you know what I love? Prostitutes who don't want to be prostitutes. Why take that risk when you already you don't need money? I can only imagine. That dude doesn't need money.
Yeah.
Which tells me he's just evil. He's just a bad person.
Allegedly.
Like Lex Luthor. Like I don't
bad example, but I know what you're saying.
Just doesn't need money.
Right. Oh, yes, yeah. Yeah, as far as rich person, yeah.
Why did you yeah. I just don't that's wild. It's just wild to me.
Yeah.
But that's all I've got right now. What about you?
I have one other interesting bit of news, but I'm going to save it for the gaming podcast.
Sure.
Because it's about video games. But yeah, I think as far as this podcast is concerned, we're good to move on.
Okay, we're at 5:43. We can move on. I honestly, I'm very hungry. I wouldn't mind if we moved on and maybe ended a bit earlier.
Yeah, I think that while we're doing this format, if we don't have anything to say, no reason to.
What do you mean this format?
What? I mean,
Thunder.
Did I leak? Oh no. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe.
Our channel has daily uploads from podcast video essays, Let's Plays to skits.
Be sure to watch on Twitch. We stream all our video game and podcast content live at 5 EST every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday.
Our intro is by Brad Kendrick and music by Froggy and the Friendship. Link to all that in the description below.
Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.